going for a retreat, and hopefully, they should be giving a word in terms of direction in that area. Should we be expectant? I know that ODM has come out, or rather, NASA has come out and said, look, why is it of interest to Kenyans? But it is of interest to Kenyans. They want to know who would be their prospective president. But
even just before he comments, Mike, I understand it is a botched retreat now because they did announce that it might not take place anymore. So that is still open to speculation. Kenyans might have to wait just a little bit longer.
For me, I would say if Kenyans, the interest of Kenyans in who the NASA candidate will be is so high because Kenyans are fed up with the status quo. They're fed up with the cost of living. They want a change. We were promised that at Jubilee, the cost of maize meal would go from 80 bob unga to 50 bob. It has gone the other way, from 80 to 150. However you explain it, the fact is it was in the campaigns. We were promised our young people, our talent development would get 5 new stadiums. 5 new stadiums, that number that have been built is 0. We were told it would be an inclusive government that would bring in women, would bring in minority, would bring in youth. It would include the face of Kenya. We have seen in the majority of appointments by Jubilee in the cabinet level and the CS level, nothing like that has happened. You've got 70% of those appointments to 2 ethnic groups. That is a fact. So we've seen a management of the economy where some big companies and the big numbers show Kenyan economy is growing. But when you come down to the reality, small businesses are closing. It's hard to keep a shop open in Nairobi, let alone think about opening a second shop if you only run 1 shop. Why? So those are the examples of things that I think are showing Kenyans we want to know who is the face of change from NASA, and that's where the hunger is coming out from. It's not pure urge for gossip or something like that, also politics is a sport. It's really to say, give us a lineup and give us an agenda we can rally about. In terms of the timing, 112 days to the main election, I think Jubilee's performance and the lack of performance is so clear that it gives space if we get organized and declare a lineup quickly and values upon which we're saying this lineup will deliver. What are the commitments we will deliver on? Then you would see a race that is really strong. So I think for me, magically, personally, 100 days, 99 days, so you've got about 12 or 13 days, you have to run a serious national campaign. If you have 47 counties, if you're even going to do 2 days per county, that gives you about exactly 94 to 95 days to run a serious presidential campaign.
So if NASA was about having this country change, if it was not just about individuals, why would it matter so much who is going to be the presidential candidate? Shouldn't we be looking then at the manifesto that they have, what they have to bring on the table, such that it wouldn't matter whether it is Raila or Kalonzo or Wetangula or Mudavadi, it would matter what they have to bring on the table, and all we need is a CEO to see that through?
Yes and no. The first part of it is you've asked about the issue of the manifesto. I was in Lavington when we unveiled the agreement and the leader's side. And of the 7 points, remember when you asked me and I told you about Jubilee, I'm not talking about personalities. I'm talking about performance on issues and the shortcomings of Jubilee. And I can tell you what are the remedies to those shortcomings. One of the 7 points from NASA was the issue of national debt. Remember when Jubilee came into power, the average national debt per person in Kenya was about 17,000 Kenyan shillings. Today, it's about 63,000 Kenyan shillings. In 4 years, Jubilee has accumulated another 45,000 of debt per person per Kenya. The question is to justify how much of it is going to SGR, how much of it is corruption, wasted money, and things like that. So NASA has come up with a principle of saying one of those 7 principles is how will we manage question of personal debt. Second principle is the issue of not only national debt, but issue of corruption and conflict of interest. Who will do business with government? Who will be forbidden? A clear code of ethics and lines. If you choose to be in politics, you're in politics and you have no access to government business. That is a very clear and revolutionary principle to me that I think needs to be unpacked and examples given. And even the leadership of NASA put to task, from individuals like myself at the lower level to the highest level, governors and presidential candidates. How will you extricate yourself? How will you separate yourself from doing business and leading to corruption?